Marvel Spider-Man.
Yes.
For PS4.
Yes, the one
Nothing else.
The one that doesn't contribute to crossplay, as we just established.
Right.
So, you'll not be able to play Marvel Spider-Man with people on Xbox. Because it doesn't exist.
Single-player game, Nathan. There's no online component to it.
Yeah. Came out yesterday. You pre-ordered it. You have it. We both played it.
Yes.
Your thoughts first.
So, yes, thoughts on Marvel's Spider-Man, which was featured heavily during E3 as one of the four major PlayStation 4 titles. I have played a lot of Spider-Man games, as you might be able to see from on my shelf. I've got quite a number of them.
Yeah.
I started collecting them with the original PlayStation Spider-Man game.
Wow, the very first one.
Well, I mean, there have been several starting from Atari.
Yeah, but first one for PlayStation.
Right. Starting with PlayStation. And I've liked all of them to a degree. Some have definitely been better than others. But the ones that I have always gravitated towards have been starting with the Spider-Man 2 movie game. Proof that movie tie-in games can be good.
Is it like the movie, like the plot and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does, like the main story, but then you've also got additional villains thrown in.
Deleted scenes.
Yes. Which I always figure, how do they figure that out? If they throw in additional villains, how do they know they're not going to use those villains in later movies?
I mean, I guess you just still have to view them as two separate things.
Right. So,
because it's like, in the next movie, you have Spider-Man I fought you in the last movie. And everyone else who hasn't played the video game is just really confused. Yeah, that wouldn't.
Yeah, they can't do that. So, and it's neat. I like the ones that tend to do more of an open world environment, because that's part of Spider-Man is being able to swing around New York City, because Spider-Man, as pointed out by several people, would be really useless in a place like Idaho.
Yeah. Right. Well, and we saw it in Spider-Man: Homecoming when he's in the suburbs.
I love that he was actually in the suburbs and he couldn't really swing for much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and by the way, I love how they start the game out is that you actually start jumping out of the apartment.
And you're in his apartment and stuff. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and then you just basically start swinging, and what we played through was the first mission,
kind of tutorial type thing.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I know there's a lot of spoilers going out around this game, and it's probably been spoiled for a lot of people watching. But I don't want to contribute to those, so I'm not going to say
specific characters
other than Spider-Man.
Spoiler alert, guys! Spider-Man's in his own game.
You play as Spider-Man, and he's the first character you play as.
It's not Iron Man.
No.
Spoiler alert, guys! Iron Man's in the game.
But other than that,
if he is, that would be hilarious. But we have no idea. I've
shot in the dark.
Yeah.
But you basically swing to this location, and you encounter a bad guy, a villain,
thugs.
Yeah,
and a bad guy.
And the whole thing is it's basically the tutorial part of the game, but it's done really well, where it feels like you're doing something real.
You died during that sequence, right?
I did.
How many times?
I know you. I knew you did too.
How many times?
2 or 3 times.
Okay, I probably died 3, 4.
Yeah,
4 probably. But
for a tutorial level, it's pretty challenging. It's surprisingly tough because
don't got a lot of armor.
Yeah, you can't take a whole lot of hits.
You gotta dodge and dodge. It did get kind of annoying, the frequency of having to dodge, and sometimes so the way the game mechanic works, he has the Spidey sense thing where his head you see the web stuff go around his head,
which has been the thing for a long time in Spider-Man games.
And so you're supposed to press a button and dodge. More often than not, though, it was kind of pointless. If it wasn't showing the strand showing someone's going to shoot me, I wouldn't really dodge, because sometimes if I just keep punching someone, then it makes them
that line means someone's going to shoot you.
Yeah,
but
that's more important.
You don't see the line, then someone's going to punch you. But if you punch them first, kind of like with the Arkham games, where you see the little blue lightning bolts above a character that is about to hit you. Well, if you hit them first, then you don't even need to counter or dodge. So
one of the most
there is that
fun things though is just beating the crap out of people, just punching them.
And it's really the system. I will say this: I expected it to be to feel a lot different from other Spider-Man games combat-wise. It really doesn't. It feels like this feels like a refinement. Swinging included, by the way. Web swinging included. This feels like a refinement of past Spider-Man games. And this is Insomniac, by the way. Insomniac, of course, Spyro the Dragon from fame, Ratchet and Clank. They've done other stuff too with they've done Resistance, Fall of Man, the whole Resistance franchise. So they've done a whole bunch of stuff. They've done platformers, first person shooters, they dabble in everything. And so it's kind of interesting that even though they have their own take on Spider-Man, down to his suit, because like this suit with the white Spider-Man logo is just for this game.
Wait, really? That hasn't been anywhere else?
It has not been in anywhere else. It is an Insomniac designed suit.
Is the front one white or is the back?
Yeah, it's the front one.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he's got. I
think it looks really cool. The white on the hands and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad design. I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. I liked how. So yeah, it's a refinement. And what they really did was they made it so that you can. Whereas previous Spider-Man games kind of locked it down what all you could do in combat, this makes it so that if you want to chain anything together, you can. A couple of examples of that is at some point they tell you, hey, tap R1 to fire your web balls or your what they kind of look like the web ball attack, but they're just kind of like the web shooters to web up an enemy. You can take out an enemy, and since he has web shooters, you don't have unlimited webbing, but at the same time, it basically has a cooldown.
Yeah, you can kind of spam it and then.
Yeah,
but what's cool is like when they're close to a wall or something, they get stuck to it and they're gone.
What I actually did was I kicked the guy, because what I really like to do was I like to do the launcher where you hold down square and you uppercut them into the air.
Yeah, I didn't do that a lot, but it was cool. Because if I tried, I would get shot.
Yeah. And then you tap square a bunch and you actually go up and hit them
and
a bunch
keep
of times
hitting
in the
them.
air. You do like an air combo. And I love the fact that triangle, they borrowed, it does the web strike. They borrowed that from one of my favorite Spider-Man games, Web of Shadows for PlayStation 3, where they basically frame the whole game around this attack. And so I like that they reference it. And apparently there's a whole bunch of references to not only Spider-Man games, but movies and comics and all kinds of stuff. Like, this is like shaping up to be the ultimate Spider-Man game. And but anyway, back to the combat. I kicked the guy into the air, but not like for an aerial combo, just kind of knocked him away, and he landed against the wall, but he was kind of like, probably about 10 feet up on the wall. And then I webbed him
to the wall.
And he was up. I was just like, that is so cool that I pulled that off. I saw you do something really cool that I didn't pull off. You, like, at one point, you took out one guy, then you, like, backflipped and vaulted off the wall and launched at another person. I was like, okay, I didn't do that when I was playing. Yeah,
because there's a thing where it said you could, like, jump on the wall and then press square, I think it was, and you could like jump off and like hit them.
They tell you how to do a lot.
There's some pretty cool combos and stuff that you can do.
Then there's another character, and this is spoilery, so I won't say who. You're fighting a big character, okay? And the game does tell you, hey, you can take him out doing this. So, and it's a boss fight. It's basically the first boss fight in the game. And a lot of times when the game tells you, like, hey, do this to beat this guy, it's pretty much usually the only way you can take him out. I tried some other things where they basically wanted you to fight him from a distance, basically like avoid him, use the web attack to tie him up and make him vulnerable, and then pummel on him. I did that a few times, then I was like, wait a second, I wonder if there's going to be like other games where if I just try to fight him like one-on-one, get up in his face and fight him like he's a thug, what will happen? And I was actually able to do the whole, like, you can, punch
dodge
him and he blocks.
Right.
But then dodge under his feet
and get his back
and
like
hit him in the back, and like working web attacks to it too, so that he does get webbed up. And I love that they do, because I really hate, like, that's a pet peeve of mine with boss battles, where you don't give me options.
It just tells you, like, this is how you do it.
And I basically have to do the pattern over and over and over again. It's like, that's not a challenge for me. That's
just boring repetition.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not even the good kind of repetition. It's boring. So I like that they did that, where that looks, and I hope the game is more, gives you more things like that, where you don't necessarily have to do the obvious thing. Like, try and do your own approach to it. Mm-hmm. So that I'm liking it. It is gorgeous. Yeah. Like, I don't see any kind of downgrade to the visuals. Like, this is
the puddles, exactly. Man. Did you see those puddles? We didn't see any puddles.
And there have been they did point out the whole, like, well, his suit, like, the way that the color, like, or the light bounces off of it has been changed. If you want to talk about light bouncing off of a suit, you should look at the Iron Spider outfit from Infinity War. That's extremely reflective.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Like, it's made out of metal.
Yeah.
Like, if you think that they made it less reflective to save on games resources, you're wrong. Because
it's fabric.
Yeah, but I'm saying there are other suits in the game that are even more reflective than the other suit or than the main suit that everyone's like,
wait, Iron Spider's going to be in it?
There's tons of suits that you can unlock. You can play as the traditional Iron Spider suit, like the red and gold one. You can also play as the one from Infinity War. Mm-hmm.
And they have, like, different moves?
Each suit comes with a special ability. Like, the default suit, you know how you could use your focus bar to heal?
Yeah.
That is your default suit's, like, main power. And once you unlock a suit, you can equip that, any special ability to any suit that you want.
Whoa. And so in the Iron Spider, you can, like, have the arms come out and, like...
I don't know.
Use those?
See, I don't know what his special ability is in that
That's cool.
suit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that... I'm pretty sure that the black symbiote suit is in it. Unlimited web.
In the game.
Unlimited web. I don't know.
Because, I mean, I feel like they would have showed it in the trailers.
Yeah.
Unless they wanted to, like, make it a big reveal, but who knows.
Yeah, I've heard that, and a lot of people have complained, like, hey, they've shown a little bit too much of the game. They probably have at this point. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, that's... Some companies choose to do that. Some of them, like, it's like a lot of movie trailers, like, these days. It's like they give away major plot points in a trailer.
I've seen a lot of trailers for this game over the weekend, watching football and stuff. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any, like, plot points given away, at least. I've seen a lot of, like, the villains interacting with him and, like, beating him up, and then he gets back up and beats them up and stuff. But
yeah.
Have you seen any of that in the trailers? Like, plots?
Well, not in, like, TV commercials, but E3, like, what they've shown at E3 is pretty, like... Like, especially that one where he goes to, I think it's, like, Riker Island, or wherever the prison is, the raft. They go to the raft, and basically the Sinister Six breaks out. It's like, maybe I didn't want to know all the villains that were going to be in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, yeah, and it does show that in the TV spot. Like, I saw Electro, Rhino, Falcon, Vulture.
Vulture, yeah.
Green Goblin's not in it?
I guess not.
It's so weird.
Well, he's been Spider-Man for 8 years. So Green Goblin was an earlier one. An earlier villain of his. So, yeah, that was my take. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean... I actually have a little bit of history with Spider-Man games, too. I think I've told you about it. I couldn't tell you what it was called, but my brothers and I would play this game on PC a long time ago, this Spider-Man game where, like, Mysterio was, like, one of the main villains. Mm-hmm. And we loved that. Like, you would, like, swing around and, like, a little target would pop up on different spots of the building, and you would, like, press a button, to, like, shoot your web there, and you could just swing. And, like, that was always...
Did you play as different Spider-Mans?
I don't think so.
Okay,
but you went to, like, a different dimension.
Well, the one I'm thinking of is Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions?
Yeah. Where you play as, like, 4 different Spider-Mans. You play as, like, Amazing, Ultimate, Spider-Man Noir, and Spider-Man 2099.
No, it's too new.
Too new? Okay.
Yeah, this would have been...
But Mysterio is the main villain in that one.
You know what? Actually, it might... Hold on, let me just look for 1 second. I don't remember playing as, like, there's, like, a blue Spider-Man. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's, like, the black black suit Spider-Man, but it was like Ultimate, so it's got like.
I don't think that's what it was, but yeah. Anyway, so like we always loved that, and I love like I've always liked the mechanic of like swinging on webs.
Yeah.
There was an old game on the GameCube, Marvel Nemesis, I think was what it's called.
Fighting game.
And I loved being Spider-Man in that because he could swing and stuff. And so I was excited to play this because I knew it would be even more fluid and like fun to like control. And yeah, like the fighting mechanics, the swinging mechanics, it's all really like smooth and fluid, and the graphics are really awesome.
And
it's good.
They're able to seamlessly go between like watching like a cinematic of him just jumping through jumping on rooftops and swinging to like, okay, now you fire a web line and you swing.
Yeah,
I liked that. That was really cool.
And then like the cutscenes are all like they look really good too. Like it's not one of those things like I think we talked about this like a few weeks ago where you talked about how you don't like the cutscenes to be in a completely different engine, like and look way nicer.
I like them to be in game,
right? And
this is all
it's
running
good.
in game.
Yeah, it's good because like it doesn't make such a contrast between cutscenes and in game. You're not like, ugh, this game looks really bad after you come out of a cutscene.
And you know, even growing up with a couple of sisters that didn't play video games, they would sometimes, you know, I grew up playing PlayStation and PS2, and sometimes they would see like a cinematic. Like one of my sisters really enjoyed watching me play Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah.
And you know, she'd always say things from time to time when like one of those like really big cinematic things would happen where it's a full motion video, but it was all CG and looked tons better than the game could ever look. She would say things like, you know, I wish the game looked like this. Well, we're at a point where it does.
It's really cool because like you were saying, it's like seamless, and the voice acting is really good. I really like the guy who plays Spider-Man. I think he's perfect for it. Yeah. Ben 10 guy.
Ben 10 guy.
I think he sounds really good.
And I don't think this. I'm pretty sure this is not his first time voicing Spider-Man.
It wouldn't surprise me. He has a really like, I don't know, like a heroic kind of like voice. Yeah. So like
I like I think his name is Josh Keaton. He did the voice of Spider-Man for Spectacular Spider-Man. Great cartoon, by the way. You watch cartoons on Hulu, see if they have Spectacular Spider-Man.
Wait a minute. No, hold on. Is this the show that I used to make fun of all the time?
It has a really bad theme song.
And I hate the art style.
I hate the art style too, but I'm telling you, the story is so good and the characters are so good.
It's just funny because I used to make fun of it all the time. Like it would come on Saturday mornings and I'd see commercials for it and I was like, the theme song.
I did not like the theme song, and I'm with you on the art style. I totally get that. It
looks super like kiddie. You know?
It does. Yeah. And it's too simple. Everyone's eyes look like they're like a crescent moon. I'm just like, what is wrong here?
Yeah.
But just do yourself a favor. You will not care about the art style.
It's kind of like
short.
The Ninja Turtles show, the animated one. Mm-hmm. I hate like the animation in it, and I still haven't watched it, but I've heard so many people say like how
the show is good.
Like,
the actual show is good.
Is.
Yeah. Do that with Spectacular Spider-Man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So did you have anything else?
I mean, I want to play the rest of it. I was telling you, like when I was doing it, I was like, this makes me want to buy a PlayStation so I can play through the whole game because it's just. You heard me like talking, like you made fun of me for how much I like talked while I was playing it. It's
my goodness!
I was getting into it, and like that's how you know it was good. Like when
you get lost in it, right?
Right, like the dialogue, and that's what was done really well too. I would say is like the dialogue in game. Like he didn't get annoying with his comments and stuff because some games like they'll say the same thing and it's just like stop.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was done really well. Like just kind of like how it was peppered in there. Mm-hmm. And like some of the comments, like the villains would say, like some of the thugs would say, they'd say something like we've got him now. And I remember I made a comment back. I was like, no, you don't. And so like I just got into it.
I heard a line while you were playing through it that I didn't hear on mine. Because you were in the air, and at one point someone said, "I can't punch him if he's in the air."
Yeah.
They didn't say that when I was playing. So I think they've done a really good thing with the whole like
a variety.
Let's make sure that they don't repeat the same lines.
Right, because that can get really annoying, but it can also be done really well.
And it's unrealistic. It it breaks up the immersion of the game.
Exactly.
Like,
so
Spider-Man says 4 lines, and the enemy says 4 lines and they just cycle through. And it's like, at that point, just stop talking if you run out of lines.
Yeah, save it. But so I think that was done really well. It really like kind of pulls you in. Also, because the graphics are so good and all that. So I think it was really fun, and I want more.
Same here.
Well, you get to have more. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to play it right away or not. It's really tempting to just kind of make an exception here.
Pokemon Gold, Steven. Come on, focus.